Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome everybody.
Right, recap day, finale. Because I'm not doing a part 13.
Never.
I'm just not. You ain't gonna get me to do 13. No. Right, finale. Now I know I did say I was going to do this one as your finale because you're all up there. I'm going to do this on the next video because this is going to take a bit longer, okay? And what I want to do, it's a nice bit of ash. It's got some fantastic grains in this. I've turned some of this, the plates I did and things were done out of this.
Cheese
got some
platters,
beautiful
yeah.
grain. And when we do this, we might introduce some of the other tools I say that can help you and could be handy to have if you're looking to do more. Not saying can't do it with the Type 3, we can, and we might not even use a different tool. It depends whether we get any problems with it. So we'll have a look at that. Today is the recap over everything. If you've watched all the videos. Now the one I've just put up, actually, there's one there which is this little bowl, okay? Now I want to talk a little about that because I had a few problems with it. And I actually took it, I didn't finish it off on the last one, I did finish it off. And if you look here, this knot on the bottom, I've actually got a big hole there as well. Now the problem is, because I was doing the video, I didn't really pay that much attention, it's on me, of the actual piece of wood I had. And if you look at the piece of wood I start with, it's the same as this. It was a piece of ash like this, but it had where a branch had been cut off from there. So actually when I turned that as a bowl, the whole bottom of this is end grain. And like I said, we don't cut end grain that way. We cut end grain that way. So this really was a really good bowl and a good challenge with the Type 3 set, because you've got your normal grain this way. So we want to do our push cuts. But as we come to here, where our transition would be, we don't want to go that way. We want to come this way. So that's why I had so much trouble with the catching. But what it did show was with the Type 3, with the, not the Type 3, the SCH3, that can actually cut through the end grain as well, that way or that way. Absolute fantastic tool, and we will talk about that more on another video. Fantastic. But that, we got that final cut by coming that way, which shows that is one time when on a bowl you would come that way and not go that way, okay? But yeah, I mean, it's a shame the knots it's actually holes in there. It had a lot of silica and stuff like that. It's not the best. It's like this, but you can see this piece, look, it's like that inside. This was actually the other half of this, see, and it's got all that inside, which isn't good for, it's just not good. But we coped with it, okay? We got a nice finish in the end. It's got a nice finish on the outside, okay? But we've just got the holes well enough. But we had grain going all over the place here, so that's why that makes it a little bit grabby. But we coped with it. Right, so now, hopefully, I'm waffling a bit, guys. You've gone through all the videos and you've gone from number 1 up to number 12. If you've skipped them, that's your fault. That's then like going and having a lesson and they say, right, this is how we make the bowl and do all that. And you say, right, yeah, well, can we skip that to the end while I put the wax on, now I can go home? And you've missed the lesson, haven't you? So if you're going to skip it, you're going to miss bits. Right, now, you've done it all, the Type 3 set. Okay, and hopefully we've got rid of all the myth of they're just scrapers, because we certainly haven't scraped. Okay, and we've got rid of all the myth about, oh, you'll have to start sanding with 60 grit paper. No, we don't. Okay, that's all gone out the window. Now we've got the other myth, haven't we? If you use carbide, it'll make it harder for you to use traditional tools. Okay, if you start with using carbide. Another complete and utter myth and the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. Okay, and we're going to go through some of that today, because although I've got to blow my own trumpet, and the Type 3 chisel set is absolutely a fantastic bit of kit. It can do absolutely anything, and when I say anything, it can actually teach you how to use traditional tools, and that's exactly what it's done if you followed these videos. Okay, so let's start first. And we'll go through our tools and what has it taught you, what have we benefited from. We're just going to put this piece here. Where you going? Don't creep up on me.
I like creeping.
Don't start creeping around me. Right, okay, so I'm just going to put this piece between centres. This is what we started with, and we done a bit of roughing down on, didn't we? So we're going to get our tool rest into position. Alright, because we're using carbide. Carbide's a bit dead because we've got the bar thickness, so we have to allow for that. So we put that into place. Right, so how does it help you with your traditional tools? Right, we're going to start off. First, we're going to do a little bit with the square, okay? Our square, straight from our Type 3 set. It's still a dirty old cutter. It hasn't been changed. Nothing's different. That cutter's going to probably last my lifetime, I'll tell you.
Oh, you're dropping your tea everywhere.
Spilling my coffee. Oh, thank you for the buy me a coffees. I know there was. What was the name?
Spider Spid did another one.
Yeah, Spider Spid. Sorry, I don't mean to forget your name. I just so much going on in my head.
Left
Right.
the names inside. Sorry,
Okay.
guys, but
First off, right, we've got our. How do these things match up? Okay, I'm going to put my face shield on because I always do, and I recommend if you're going to turn without a face mask, well then you're just very, very silly. Right.
even
we're
I'm behind
starting
the camera and I'm wearing
We're
mine.
going to let that come up. Right now with these the same. Right, what I said, if we're going to rough it down and we're going to do plunge cuts, we drop our handle, we come in, we raise our handle, and we go in. Okay, nice smooth, and we've got all that come off, right? Very quick to do. So now, if we was going to do a traditional tool, and say we was going to use a beading parting tool, okay? We'll drop our handle, we raise our handle, a few little lines there, we get rid of those. Right. And I've got a little bit, there it is, it's a little wisp making a noise, little wisp. Right, so our beading parting tool, we do no different, okay? Now, the one people always say about, the dreaded one, the skew, okay? We want to use the skew. How are we going? We're going to drop our handle down, nice and low. Get your handle right down here, okay? And all we're going to do is we're going to hold it, we're just going to raise our handle. Okay? So we just raise our, we pick up our carbide and all we do is raise our handle. Okay? We grab our skew and we just... And just to make sure we are doing it, there we go. So we just raise our handle. Now, that's just a very quick peeling cuts. Now we want to clean it up. So we come in with our chisel. Okay, we come round, we turn our handle. Handle must always go behind the cutting edge. Remember that. That's the golden rule with all your turning. The handle must always be behind the cutting edge. Right, so we come in and we pick our cut up. And we give ourselves a lovely I've got to show you that finish because I'm actually pleased with that myself. Look at that. Look at that finish off of that carbide. Look at it. Huh?
Beautiful.
That's straight off the carbide. Absolutely fantastic. Right, now, again, we could go, we've done it, we've gone there. We can go both ways. Learn to do both hands. Turn it round. We come in, we pick our cut up. There's the cut. There it is, and we come along. Right, there we go. Peeping through. Now, we grab our skew, the dreaded skew, and what do? We come handle behind the cutting edge. We come on and done exactly the same. Change hands. Because a lot of time when you'll get in trouble is when you'll come here to go this way, and what happens is your handle will come round a bit because it's in front of your body. If you can learn to turn with your left hand, you will never get a catch because the handle is always behind the cutting edge, okay? It can't come in front of it. And again, no different. There's our finish, okay? So with our skew, we've done exactly the same. We come in with the square carbide and we push along. And because we've learnt to do that, we can put that down, pick up our skew, and we can do that. So you've had a lesson with a skew. Okay? Now, when you're going to start doing some curvy bits and stuff, just bring your tool rest up a little bit. Makes it a bit easier. Okay? I tend to go for more with the skew than the carbide, because the carbide's got the bar, but you can see I'm actually above cutting. My tool rest is pretty much on centre height of where my stab centre point would be, okay? So I'm pretty much, tool rest is at centre, then my tool goes on top of it, okay? And now we're going to do the same. We're going to come here. Now what I'm going to do, rather than going right up there, I'm going to put a little, remember, if you want to make a hole like that and come in like a parting, just wiggle it. Yeah, there you go. Lisa's giving you a reminder. Just sing it to yourself. Wiggle it just a little bit. Right, now we want to roll this edge, so we can come here with our handle behind the cutting edge, and we can come in, and what we can do is we can follow it round like this. Okay? And there we go, and we can, okay, look, we're just following it round there, and we close it completely. We've done a nice curve, okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to do the other hand, and we're going to do the same. Now, you can come in with your corner here to remove a little bit. It just helps you to get started. Now, if you can't use your other hand, which ain't quite so bad with the carbide, because you've got a very small bevel on the carbide, okay? You can get it, but you still want to try and keep the handle behind the cutting edge, okay? And we can come in, get on our bevel, and we can come around, okay? So we're just going to come around here, and what we're going to do, we're going to pick it up. There we go. We're going to pick up and do a nice little curve, and we're just going to roll that in there, and roll that in there. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to put another one there. I'll just prep it up for the skew. Right, so now we've got our skew. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come here, okay? Handle behind the cutting edge. We're going to come on that end, and we're going to bring it round. And then we're going to bring it round. And then we'll bring it round, and then change hands. Like I said, if you're going to come round here, come here. But what you'll find, a lot of people will find when they use a skew, they'll do fantastic beads that way, but they'll always muck them up and get a catch that way, because you tend to do this here, and as you come round, you'll have a tendency to bring that handle round, okay? If you can put it in your other hand, again, it's just a learning process, okay? You can put it in here, you can't bring your handle round because you've got this in the way, okay? So we come again, and we can just start with our tip there, the same as we've done with the carbide, and we just start the cut, and we come again. Okay, and we can just come here, pick up our cut, roll it round, and come right the way round, wash like that, and there you go. And we're doing it exactly, we're not doing any different, okay? We've done exactly the same as we've done with our square. We just come around, take our corner, that gets rid of it, okay, take our corner, and then as you come in, just raise the handle, get on the bevel, and follow around, and you will get your curves and everything. Okay, and look, I mean, you can see, I mean, which one was done with a skew and which one was done with a carbide. I don't think I can tell the difference on which ones they are. You know, don't worry about it. Like, we're not trying to make perfect balls or spheres or anything. I'm just showing you how these tools can compare. Right, so we've done the square chisel. Okay, Lisa's going to step back and give me, stop invading my space. Right, so we now know our square chisel because we've practiced, because we've done with the first turning, so we've practiced it, and that's set us up to use it now. We can use a skew. Oh yeah, it's a doddle. Use a skew? Yeah, of course I can. It's a doddle. There you go. You can use a skew. Right, now we're going to change things. We're going to change things, right? Because now, what does our round chisel set us up for? Okay. So again, if I learn to use a square carbide, oh, that's going to ruin me forever learning to do a traditional. Is it? I don't think it is. There we go. I'm going to lock that on. I'm going to use the worm screw. Like I said, you turn between set. I love turning between centres. I'm going to use a worm screw. This goes in quite deep on this. So, right, I'm using this because that enables me just to get rid of the tool, the Scooby-Doo bit when I need to, whatever it's called. Go to your manual and it will give you the names of everything if you look in your manual. If you threw it away like me, then just make up names.
Scooby-Doo and yeah, Scooby what's
right.
it?
Should never have thrown that manual away. I really shouldn't have. Right, okay, we're up. As I've always said, if you can bring it up, it just gives you that little bit of extra. Once that's there, that can't go anywhere. Okay, and like I said, best way. You might like it different. This is what I find best. Bring my tool rest. Post is on the corner and I'm coming this way. I don't want to be off the bottom and I don't want to be that way. Okay, so there we go. Right, we've put that on. We're going to put our face shield on. I'm going to start up and I'm going to step over here. I'm way out of the way. It can spin up. Okay, there we go. It's going. Right. Our 12-wheel round. Like I said, if you're going to do this, now I like to stand here and use my left hand. So I just hold my chisel, put my hand on here, this helps to stop chips, okay, handles right down here, and look. We're just going to take these pins off. Right, so, what would that set us up to do? I'm moving that in. Now, quick point there. I want to teach you. You're going to move your tool rest in. Do not ram it. We move it in nice and slow. You can see here the piece and you can see the gap. Close the gap up, okay? If you do go a little bit closer and you get that noise, you've gone too close. Bring it back a little bit, okay? Nice and gentle, be delicate with things. We do not ram and, no, that's not what we're turning. Right, so now we're going to go over to our bowl gouge, okay, because we've set this up for that, and here we go. Right, we've got our bowl gouge, just our normal bowl gouge, okay. I would consider that to be really the same sort of size, okay. So we've got our bowl gouge. So again, I'm coming in. We don't have to do no different. My handle's right down. I'm holding my handle there. Handle's right down. Got my hand here. And all I'm going to do so now I can use the bowl gouge. Okay. Going to move the tool rest in again. Again, then what we would do, we would come in and take this corner off because we don't want it to burst out. Handle down. Okay, we come in and all we do, we just want to take that corner off so we're not going to burst out of it. If we use the bowl gouge, handle down, same thing. Now, the only thing you've got a difference, right? Slight difference here. Right, when we're coming in here, we've got to rotate. We haven't got wings, okay? So it's not as bad, right? We can come in with this bit. Now, if you're coming in with a bowl gouge, don't come in with it up like this, because the wing's up and you're going to get that catch. You want to have it over, and you can come it, but with the handle right down. You don't want to come in here. Don't ever come in with it flat, because that will grab. Handles right down, so when the wood comes on, it actually comes onto that edge where it's in this position, ready to slice, okay? So just remember, you've got a flute, that wing will grab, okay? So here we go, handles right down, and we're going to take that corner off. Okay, and now we can start coming round this way. So again, we can come here, pick up our cut, rotate a little bit, and we're on a bevel. There's that, that's our bevel, okay? And all we're doing is coming round. Now, the main difference is a bowl gouge will remove a lot more wood quicker than a carbide, because it's not limited. A carbide's limited by the bar and by the smallness of the bevel. But again, we've done absolutely nothing different. Okay, we've done nothing different with it. Now, a lot of people will go like this on the bottom. Okay, and clean up. That immediately will start to take my edge off. Straight away. Now, like I said, you cannot come in and open it and do this cut. It will not work with a bowl gouge. You will be in trouble. If you want to clean that bottom up, I always say, get your little bit here, get your little start like so, couple of little cuts, turn it that way, and push in that way. Cleans it up, and you're using your cutting edge, okay? You're using, so if you're coming in to do your foot, I mean, you don't have to put the little ledge. I do it, I like it. If I put that little ledge, I'm not straight in, I'm doing a little cut there, and I've got a foot now, I've got a little ledge there. I can push. You don't have to, you can come in here, rotate, but see how it wants to slightly skip, so you've got to get your thumb in there. Get it started, and then go. But, if you do a little ledge, no problem. Okay, and we can come in for our little foot. Little ledge just makes it easy for you. No catching. See? Again, the carbide. We can do a little ledge. We can come in. We can rotate. We can push in. No different. The carbide just, it's just got, it's a bit slower moving. It won't move as fast as that, and it's getting very sticky with sap there. Right, okay. So now we've got that bit done. So we know what the round sets us up for, okay? And it's the same with the hollowing. It sets us up. We use them no different, okay? Right, so we've got our round. We know it matches up with the bowl gouge. So now we've got our detail. Right, so we've got our piece on. It's on a worm screw. I know I can move this away. It's not going to go anywhere, okay? That's the nice thing with difference between a worm screw and turning between centres. If this was going to be my bowl, and this is going to be, I can move that away and do what I need to do here. All the weight's gone, all the outer shapeness is gone, so it's very safe. If it's between centres, I can't move that away. So you're going to have that little knobble that you're going to have to take off afterwards. Right, so we're going to bring our tool rest round, going to lower it down a little bit, and we're going to come in here. Again, if I'm working on this bottom, I like my tool rest to be here. I don't want it straight across, okay? Right, so now we want to clean this up. don't we? So what I say is we come in, we put the bevel on, we slightly rotate, and we can push in. Okay, so bevel's on, rotate, and we push in, and that's gone. We'll take this down a little bit. Again, get the bevel in line, just slice it, slice it, slice, slice. Here we can come in and we can take this off. And we can slice, okay? Everything is slicing. Right, so what are we setting ourselves up for? Right. We're setting ourselves up for our spindle gouge. So we've got our spindle gouge. So what are we going to do? What did we do? Right, we come in, we put our bevel. Our bevel's on, we rotate slightly, and then we push in. Okay, we want to take this down a little bit. Again, we line our bevel up and we slice in. That's all we're doing, we're just slicing. And if we leave some bits there, we come on, we put our bevel on, no cutting, okay, bevel's on there, gently rotate, and then close it at the end. Let's clean up there. There you go, we've got our tenon, we've got our little foot goes in. Okay, same as with all the others, same as every tool. I'd probably say every tool actually. Right, pick up the cut, start it. Make sure this hand is not on the tool rest. And that way you won't get any lines on there. Carbide, exactly the same. We come in, bevel is there, no cutting, can't cut. We rotate it, it starts to cut, hand away from the tool rest, and we're done. So, again, because we've learnt to do that with our carbide, okay, it's set us up for our spindle gouge. So don't actually put you back. If anything, it's advanced you. Because if you just start out with these, you've got to learn to do that straight from the off. The beauty with the carbide is you can slowly do it because you don't have to do it. You don't have to roll it. You can use it this way if you want. Okay? You can push in like this. Okay? And you can finish it. Yes, it's going to be rough. You're going to have to do a bit more sanding. But you can't do that with this. You can't. If I came in there like that, that would give me one almighty catch. We can't go and use that flat. And if we do that with this, okay, and we do this like that, scraping away, we'd do that all day long. If we do that, scrape on that edge with this, like this, very, very quickly, we're going to have to go and sharpen again because we're going to take that edge off, okay? Because we're scraping. The minute you scrape with any tool, you take that edge off. You start to take that edge and it will lose its effectiveness. And that's why, I mean, we'd get that finished for scraping. Look, that's on pine, okay? And we've gone through the cleaning up of pine and stuff like that. That's exactly what you're going to get, okay? Oh, all that end grain, look at the tear out and look at everything. But because we've used our chisel, we know how to clean that all up, don't we? We know how to clean that up in literally just a couple of passes. We know what to do. So we turn on and we grab our round tool, our round chisel, and we have our handle down, And we come in and we make our couple of little cuts here. And we're going to get this clean. Because we know how to do it. So we're cleaning that up. We're going to clean that up. And then we've got down here. How do we clean the bottom up? We come in and we drop our handle. Right, some of it's gone. All we have to do is drop our handle. We're getting there. That was some deep tear out on that. Right, so we come in. And we've dropped our handle. I think there's still a little bit more on this edge. Give me that little bit of trouble there. There we go. And then we'll just round that. Right, and for on our bottom here, we know how to clean all that up, don't we? We come in with our detail, we get a little push cut, we get there. We get our little push cut, and we clean all that up. Right, so we should have cleaned most of that up. Might take a little bit more work because it was very deep. Yeah, we've got quite a deep go in here, but you can see it's starting to clean up. We're getting rid of it here. I need a few more cuts on this and then we'll get rid of it. We can go in with our detail. I'm still a bit high. We could go in with our detail on this side, which would clean that up. And again, we do a clean-up cut, don't we? Sorry, my tool rest was not in the right place, that's all. Right, we do a clean-up cut here. Like this. Right, this is done with our detail chisel, and we should have started to get that clean. Might take a few cuts because we put some deep tear out. No, look, most of it's gone. We've got a little bit there. We'd need a few more passes, but it's all disappearing. You can see it going. Right. But again, how's that set us up? Because if we've got our spindle gouge, we've got our same cut. Now, and it's clean. You can see, done nothing different. What I did with this carbide, I did that. So what I did with this is I did that. I haven't done anything different. The only difference is, here guys, is, like I said, carbide will always be slower. Not if you push in and scrape it out, then it can be faster because you can just go in and grab it all out. But when you're making cuts like that, the carbide will be that little bit slower because it doesn't have a flute, okay? So it can't go in as deep. It makes it a bit safer actually, because with this, because it's got a flute, it's not so bad on spindle gouges, but because it's got a flute, if you get it slightly right, it wants to dive in. It wants to go in deeper, okay? With a carbide, it won't go in deeper. You'll tend to find you just have to make a few more cuts to get it to go, because we don't have a flute. But that is, I can't say it's any downside. It just takes a little bit longer with it. It's a bonus. And when it comes to things like bowl gouges, well, you can see the flute there. Now the problem with the bowl gouge, now again, if you want to do that with a bowl gouge, it is no different. There is no difference. Handles right down, we come in, we've got our bevel, this is our bevel in contact. We rotate it so we keep our bevel on the wood. And we do exactly the same cut. No difference to the carbide, to the spindle gouge, or the bowl gouge. Nothing is different. The only thing with these you've got to be aware of is if you come in slightly wrong with that wing, there is nothing to limit how much that's going to grab. That's going to want to take that whole flute in and grab. That's why we have a bevel. what is the bevel for? Now, someone did ask about the bevel, because I say about ride the bevel, ride the bevel. You're actually riding the bevel. That's a bit, probably a little bit wrong really to say riding a bevel. You more float the bevel. The bevel is exactly the same as the sole plate on a plane. Okay, so we have a plane, and what stops the plane just digging in, and by the, let me just grab a plane, you can go back around that side. I'm just waffling, but this helps people. People have asked me, can I explain it? Can I help them to understand what it is? Okay, I was actually asking the question. Right, okay, we have a plane, okay, very dusty plane. Right, so we have a plane. This is our cutting edge, okay, here, and this is our sole plate, this bit. This stops that from just going in. It will make the cut, okay, and then the sole plate will maintain that depth. It can only take that amount of wood off, okay. If you didn't have this and it's just a blade, it's just going to dig in, dig in, dig in. Right, the bevel on a tool, on any tool, does exactly the same thing, okay. When you put it on, you start your cut. It will start by keeping the bevel in contact. It can't go any deeper. If we take the bevel off and we go like that, that chisel just wants to dive in. It will just go in and in and in, okay. That is what will maintain how much depth it can go, and it's exactly the same with the carbides. So a lot of time when you see me do with the detail, and I put that on, okay, maintain. This is where you've got to be careful with the detail, because it's a very small bevel, okay. The actual cutter's got a very small bevel on it, which makes it fantastic for going around curves, because you don't come off the bevel. But if you move your handle just slightly forward, this can tend to want to go into. That's why I say be careful with the detail. It can take more wood than you want it to. It wants to dive in. The minute all the time the bevel's on, it will maintain that. So if you put your bevel on and you move forward, you just rotate, okay. There you could push all day long with that bevel on, you won't cut a thing. It's the same with your bowl gouge. If you've got the bevel there, it's not going to cut a thing, okay. But the minute we rotate, there, we pick up a cutting edge. Now we hold it at that, that's cutting, but the bevel is stopping it going in any further. The more we rotate it, the more cutting edge we can bring in, and the more we'll move the bevel off so we can take a bit deeper cut. But if you come round here, it will just dive in, and it just wants to keep going in and in and in. That's where you get the problem when you come around the bottom of a bowl, because as you come round to the bottom, see, we've either got, when we sharpen, I know I'm going a little bit off the carbide here, but it explains. When we sharpen, if we use a wheel, we tend to get what we call a hollow grind. It goes that way. Now you imagine that, right, that one, which has got, sorry, hang on, we get a hollow grind. We've got that one, right? So it would be going in. So we've got a hollow grind, and we're going into this shape of a bowl. So what's going to, how can that bevel stay in contact? It can't. Okay, the tip goes in, so you come round, even with a flat grind, if you sharpen on a belt, flat grind, okay, that wouldn't have that curve, it'd be dead straight. You're still going into this. Flat into curve just doesn't go. There's always going to be that gap. So when we come to the bottom of a bowl, that's when we tend to get that, because what happens, we've got not got the bevel control, the bevel's not controlling our depth of cut, so it wants to go in, and that transition point is the worst point, because that is the curve. When you get onto a straight flat of the bottom, oh, we can roll it out and we can push straight through. Got bevel contact again, okay. It can still be a slight problem with a hollow, so some people don't like a hollow grind, because you've always got that slight gap. Now I get rid of that problem by putting this second bevel on, which answers another question, because someone did ask. I put this second bevel, okay, so I get rid of the bit where it goes like that. I get rid of all that, so I've just got this little flat bit, okay. That means when I come to the bottom of the bowl, by giving a slight rotate, I can actually maintain the bevel. It can't dive in, okay? And that's what solves that problem. So that's why we go for that. Beauty with, like I said, a carbide is we only have a small bevel, and it's not a hollow grind, okay? It's a small bevel. The same when we come up, that's why what makes these AU cutters so fantastic is because they don't have a hollow grind. They're a very short bevel, and the fact because you've got no wings, it can follow round on a curve perfectly. There's a tight little curve there that can follow round, and the bevel can stay in contact all the time, okay? That can't happen with a bowl gouge. You have to do the rotating, and if you get it slightly wrong, that's when it dives in. But that's where, as I said, your carbides will sort you out and help you to learn how to roll them. But that is what the bevel is, because it was asked, can I explain? I always say about come in, get the bevel, roll. That's what the bevel does. The bevel does exactly the same as this. It just stops that from if you didn't have this, that blade would just go in that way. As soon as you put it, it just want to keep going, taking more and more and more wood. That's what the bevel stops, okay? And that's why if you come in with a bowl gouge with your flute open a bit and you get that big catch, is because there's no bevel to control how much it wants to take. And that's why I say you never ever want to be hollowing coming this way, because there's a new turner, you go that little bit too far, your wing will hit the side and there's no bevel to control it, and it goes in and it will be bang, your bowl ends up in two pieces and there'll be a massive big chunk. The reason that catches there because you've got an unsupported cut. The cutting edge hit and no bevel to control it, okay? That's as simple as that. Right, so there you go. Now, course completed, finished. You've achieved it. Now, if you, like I say, if you've skipped videos, well, that's very silly. What you should be doing is from part 1 right up to the end, watch it, practice that bit. When you've perfected that, go to the next bit. Now, I know there's people there that they've told me, they've emailed me loads of personal messages. They've got them saved, they've got the video saved, they're going out and practicing, and yes, they find it's working and they're very, very happy and they're getting on with it. That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, and like I said, if you want to get into using your, as I said before, other carbides out there, no, they don't do it, they don't set you up for it. These do. Type 3 set, they will set you up, they won't only just allow you to do all that, they will teach you how to use traditional tools as well. Okay, that's what they do. That's the magic of those tools, because they've got the GT touch. Right, so you're set now, guys. That is it. Follow the videos and go out, get in your workshops, enjoy your churning, make money, okay, sell your pieces, and most important thing of all, have fun. Yeah, because wood turning should be fun. Okay. I know I get quite a few comments to say about I shouldn't move my tool rest when my lathe is spinning. Well, I'm sorry. What you should do is learn to move your tool rest. And I say, I will never, no matter what your comments are, I will never turn my lathe off to move my tool rest. It doesn't happen. I'm production turning. If I'm any production turner does not stop his lathe every time. Do you know when you production turn how many times you might move that tool rest in and out in a day? Could be 1,000 times you have to make a slight adjustment. Could be 1,000 on and off. Just got to ruin your lathe, isn't it? Yeah. Any motor is on and off, on and off, on 1,000 times a day, over and over and over again, 7 days a week. No, learn to move it. But if you if it doesn't bother you, when you make a comment, give me what reason. What is your reason? Why? What happened to you? What was your experience? What did you do? Because then it's maybe something we could talk about and help you. What did you do? What happened when you moved your tool rest in with the lathe spinning to make you feel that's dangerous, and to make you say that's dangerous to do? What happened to you? Let me know. Put it on an email, whatever. Let me know. Yeah. I'll be interested.
Say in the comments. Yeah.
Be because as I said, for me, in 40 years, it's never ever caused me a problem. I've never done it. The most it'll do, I might touch it and it goes, brr, and I'll just move it back a bit. Move it nice and steady, okay? It's the same, I know it annoys a lot of people. I have a tendency to leave my chuck key in there. Yes, but I never ever turn my lathe on with my chuck key in there. It's never gonna happen. My control box is always kept furthest away. If I bring it up here when I'm maybe adjusting the speed, it always goes back. I don't turn with my control box here because I could always hit one of the knobs. I don't do it. It's always down there. I can never turn my lathe on unintentionally. Okay, never happens. My chuck is never left on the lathe. I always take them off at the end of the day. Well, at the end of every turning, it's like this. It comes off, it goes back, it lives up there. It does never stay on my lathe. So the chances of me turning that on with that in there are 0. Again, 40 years I've never done it. So, and if I did do it and it smacked me one, well, that'd soon teach me not to, wouldn't it? So there you go.
But again,
if you are forgetful and you tend to forget and do things, then don't do it. You've got to work with your situation, guys. We're all different, okay? We all do. Some people are forgetful, and some people like to leave their chuck on all the time. Okay, they don't take their chuck off, and you could leave the key in and then go and do something and then come back and forget you've done it. I don't know why you'll turn it on with nothing in the chuck, but you might forget. But for me, it doesn't happen. So no, that's not a concern of mine. And I've never, in all the time I've been, I've never ever known a lathe to turn on its own. Okay, that would be a serious
magic.
fault. So that's not something I'm concerned about. But if you've had that experience, well, let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
Send a message. Tell me what happened.
Tell us what happened.
Might as well give me a laugh.
Yeah.
So but we're all different, guys. We all do things different. We're all made different. So I say it's like men and women. We're different. We're built different. We're made different. If we was doing naked fence jumping, I would have to jump a foot higher than what a woman has to do to clear it. Some of you guys might only have to jump a couple of inches higher, but but that's another story. Right, okay, guys, get out there, have fun, sell your stuff, do your turning, ride your bevel, get your cuts, and if you want to go on traditionals, all you got to do after that is learn how to sharpen. Now, I can't really. Well, I can do something on that, but this is for carbide, so there you go. I will see you on another one, guys. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.